Welcome back. Paramount Skydance launching a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers this week, offering close to $78 billion, while Netflix is offering $72 billion to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery Studio and the streaming business. Netflix facing a setback as it's hit with a class action antitrust lawsuit. An HBO Max subscriber arguing that the potential merger would reduce competition in the streaming industry. Joining me now is entertainment, business, and compliance lawyer Seth Berenzweig. Seth, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. This story is getting hotter and hotter. Your reaction?
Well, it looks like corporate drama has landed in Hollywood and here in Washington. You're right. On the West Coast, there is a new consumer class action lawsuit that has been filed alleging that this is an anti-competitive deal that will unduly increase prices. We also have a lot of excitement and kinetic energy here in Washington with people on the Hill also alleging anti-competitiveness. I'm not very impressed by this lawsuit in California. The allegations are that this would be a deal by Netflix that would be a violation of the anti-competitive elements of the federal code and the Antitrust Act. I don't believe that that's really the case. I think that good old-fashioned market dynamics should win the day, where the gravitational pull of competition between Netflix and Paramount should come in and let the shareholders decide. I don't even believe that this would be either a monopoly or a duopoly, because if you take a look at all of the streaming competition out there, you have Apple, you have Amazon Prime, you have YouTube. All of this hand-wringing over anti-competitiveness, I think, is misplaced. But everybody's trying to treat this deal like a punching bag, and they're coming at Netflix hard and strong.
Well, the president made the comment the other day that it looks like it's going to be, you know, a big dominant force within streaming if it's Netflix and Warner Brothers. Now, if you look at other, you know, highly contentious deals, you had the Microsoft Activision review at the DOJ, and when you had that review underway, the approval was needed from the DOJ, state attorneys general, the European Commission, and the UK. So are you expecting all of those regulators to drive this review as well? And talk to us a little about what they're going to be focused on specifically. Obviously, the size in and of itself is a big deal, and whether or not the consumers would face higher prices as a result of a dominant player in streaming, Netflix, Warner Brothers.
Well, you are right that the regulatory review of this process is going to drag this out for a good year or so, even aside from the Paramount competitive bid. And the question that regulators are going to be looking at is, first of all, what is the market that's being dominated? That is probably high premium and content video streaming. But I still think at the end of the day that the Justice Department and other regulators would not be well placed to conclude that this would either be a monopoly or duopoly. It's interesting that you noted that from a historic standpoint, because if you look at the track record of the Justice Department, sometimes they're really a couple of strikes and you're out. They haven't done a great job at trying to fight these mergers, and part of the reason is because it's not easy to establish that this is going to have an anti-competitive and price increase impact, especially in a situation like this where you have healthy competition in the marketplace. I believe that California judges and D.C. bureaucrats need to get out of the way, let Netflix and Paramount just battle it out, let good old-fashioned market dynamics and forces come in, and at the end of the day, you're still going to have premium service. There will be price competition, but the all roads in this space ultimately lead to consolidation in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you believe that whether it's Warner Brothers and Netflix or Warner Brothers and Paramount, you're still talking about a dominant company.
Yeah, you're talking about a dominant company, and so I think there should be concerns either way, whoever acquires, you know, from the government. But I think the bigger question for you, Seth, is when are the Warner Brothers shareholders going to file suit? Because they've got a higher offer. It's an all-cash bid. So is that the next key event in this transaction?
Well, the Warner Brothers shareholders are in the driver's seat right now because they now have a direct competitive hostile bid in their hands from Paramount, right? So the first bid from Netflix was a little under $28 a share. The new bid is for $30 a share. It's arguably more competitive, although they're buying more assets because they're buying the cable TV elements such as CNN and TNT. So I don't think that you're going to see immediate legal action by those shareholders. The shareholders have these competitive bids in their hands. They have until January 8th to make a decision relative to the Paramount bid. There could be a lawsuit, but right now, certainly for the next couple of weeks, the main lawsuit that's going to be pending is the one that Maria talked about that's in federal court in Northern California.
Well, you also have President Trump's relationships here. I mean, he said the other day, I'm going to, be involved here. And given Trump's personal involvement and friendship with the owners of Paramount, I'm wondering if he's going to ask for some concessions as a way to allow Netflix to move forward. For example, would you expect something like pricing and programming commitments that the president wants to see here in order to allow that to go? That could also, by the way, deter the European Commission and the state AG's lawsuits. Warner perhaps selling CNN to a conservative buyer. I mean, are these things that you think will come up as a potential pathway to get Netflix to move forward?
Well, concessions, you're right, ultimately do come into play in these kinds of situations. And one of the concessions that I've also heard, in addition to the ones that you've noted, is a representation that they're not going to backstab theaters, because theaters are very worried that they're going to have these releases and then literally overnight it's just going to be yanked from theaters and just thrown on streaming. So I do think that you will have some of those concessions at play. But the other thing that you mentioned that I just find so fascinating about this drama is that you have his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, coming in as part of the consortium at Paramount. And some of those financiers on that end include Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Now, this could be debated, but I'm a little bit concerned about the idea of having these governments from the Middle East coming in and having an equity interest in streaming that's happening here in the United States. I understand that the president has some valid points and he's looking at it closely, but that just shows how many people are coming in to really hit at this punching bag, and we'll have a lot of dynamic elements coming out of this, both from the court in California as well as here in Washington.
That's a very good point on the foreign ownership there. Seth, thanks very much. We so appreciate it. We'll be watching how this plays out and have you back soon. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
All right, Seth Berenzweig joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.